Yo, how's it going, guys? It's your boy Nubioo here, and today I am doing the requested many times warehouse video that you guys have been asking for. I can't show you guys it in production as it takes so long to get going. I did have it in production and it was producing very nice. As you can see, I have all the shelves set up already back there. Didn't feel like I needed to unset those shelves or take everything off and throw them somewhere. I did have it running. It runs very well. In the future videos, I will be showing stuff in production. T Martin shouted me out in his most recent video, so thank you, T Martin. I've been watching you since I was a little kid. Very awesome. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this video and start with showing you guys what exactly workers we are going to be using. So we're going to have 3 botanists, we're going to have 3 chemists, going to have a trash cleaner, and we're going to have 2 handlers. I know you can have 10 workers here, but we're only going to need 9, so it is going to be a 4-step mix. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the list. And as I've been getting requested to give the grocery list, aka ingredient list, I will give that as well. We're going to start with the part list. The parts you're going to be needing are 14 large shelves totaling $840, 3 lab ovens totaling $3,000, 3 cauldrons totaling $9,000, 4 mixing station Mark IIs totaling $12,000, 1 brick press totaling $800, 18 suspension racks totaling $720, 18 moisture preserving pots because they're better than air pots. Stop using those, they're so bad. $900, 18 full spectrum lights totaling $3,600, 9 beds totaling $1,350, 17 lamps. I know, lamps, baby, lamps. That's $425, and the 2 trash cans totaling $50. So the total of the parts you're going to be needing is $32,685. And now onto the grocery list. This is going to be a 320x grocery list, meaning you're going to need 320 of each of these things. So bananas are going to be 640. Kook is going to be 640. Horse semen is going to be 2,880. Mega beans is going to be 2,240. Gasoline is going to be 1,600. Total of the grocery list is going to be $8,000. So the overall total of everything you're going to need is $40,685. Not including the workers. So we're going to go ahead and start this out by placing the beds down and placing the lamps. So go ahead and grab your beds, run up here. On this side, you're going to place 2 facing this way, and you're going to place 1 facing this way. That's 3. Going to place 3 inside here, just like this. 1 block space to make it even. We got that OCD, so we can't help it. Go ahead and place 2 more beds facing this way. And then the last bed facing this way. Pacing? Yes. Alright. Now the beds are all placed. We have an extra bed, and it's not for a worker. That's for me to sleep. So you don't have to place this here, but if you do, this is the best spot that it fits at. If you want to be able to sleep here. That's going to turn to daytime, obviously, so that's going to help you see things. But, you know what else we got to see things? Lamps. Lamps. So go ahead and place 2 lamps here on both sides of this wall. Go over here and do the same on this side, and then run down the way a little bit. Place some lamps down here, 1 here and 1 here. Place a lamp in between here, 1 right at the back of this pole. I know I have the shelves here already. I have too much product to take this off, so go ahead and line these shelves up if you want to as well. But we're going to place the other lamp here behind this pole, right here on this pole, over here on this pole, 1 on this pole, 1 on this pole, 1 in this corner, 1 right here. Then we're going to come down here and make sure we place it directly in the center here, 1 directly in the center here, and then 1 under the stairs here. Go ahead and run around and turn all these on because we need to be able to see. Now that you got all your lamps turned on and placed, we're going to go ahead and grab the cauldrons and the lab ovens, and we're going to place these like so. Make sure you line it up. We got OCD, so make sure you line it up. Place them 3 in a row like this, and then go right behind that and place the 3 lab ovens. Next, we're going to grab the suspension racks, moisture preserving pots, and the full spectrum grow lights. And we'll go ahead and grab the mixing stations. So go ahead and come back here with your suspension racks. Throw them along this side like this. You want that little space there. Throw them along here. Should be 6. Don't do that. Should be 6 right here. Perfectly even. Now we're going to come lined up with this one to make this easier to line up. Place one right there. And then place them along this side up until this point. And then walk down the way, placing the rest of the suspension racks. It'll be perfectly even on both sides. And then go ahead and run through here. Place your moisture preserving pots along all of these suspension racks. And it will be a perfect number. 18 with all of these things. And then go ahead and place all of your full spectrum lights. Alright, now with all the full spectrum lights being placed, we are going to go to this side, the front of the warehouse, and place our mixing stations. We have that space right there so that we can put the lamp. Obviously, that's needed. Do not forget
The lamp.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and place these like so, and then these like so. Perfectly even. It's a 4-step mixing process. This is all you're going to need. It's going to be around $440, which is super easy, and you don't even have to be here for a long time. We don't need these extra 2 shelves. That was just to store my stuff. So I'm going to put those away. What we're going to do with these extra 4 shelves that we have, if you guys have everything lined up like I do, we want 3 shelves here under the stairs, 4 shelves here lined up. As you can see, this is for a product, 1 for overstock and 1 for main usage or main stock, whatever you want to call it. And then the last 3 shelves we're going to place back here. These are for our botanist. Perfect. Now we have the 2 trash cans. We're going to go ahead and run back here. Make sure we line this up with this preserving pot and suspension rack right here. Line it up, put it on this side so that it reaches everything over here. And then we'll go ahead and put another one on the same point on the other side. Perfect. We're going to place our brick press right here in front of this lamp. The lamp is there just so that he can see. We don't want him to smash his fingers or nothing. So now we're going to take our drying racks. We're going to go to the far side of this. Make sure it's the farthest you can get. Line 3 up together. And then go to the furthest side of this side. And line the 3 up together again. Now that is everything placed. Perfect. Now we're going to get on to assigning destinations and what things are going to do. So go ahead and pull out your clipboard and select every single pot for this first step. Go ahead and click manage 18 pots, select seed, and then select coca seed. Perfect. Now swap off your clipboard, go back, and we're going to go ahead and assign these to drying racks. So go ahead and click on 3 pots, click manage, destination, drying rack. Swap off, swap back, click 3 pots, manage, destination, drying rack. Swap off, swap back, select 3 pots, manage, destination, drying rack. That's 3 drying racks, perfect. Select the last 3 pots on this side, click manage, destination, run over here, drying rack. Perfect. Next 3 pots, manage, destination, drying rack. And then the last 3 pots, select these, manage, destination, and the last drying rack. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and set up the cauldrons and lab ovens. So go ahead and select cauldron, set it to the lab oven in front of it. Select the next cauldron, set it to the lab oven in front of it, and the last cauldron to the lab oven in front of it. And then go ahead and stand in front of the lab ovens, select all 3 of them, click manage, and this should pop up. Select destination and set it to our first, as we are OCD and we like things the right way, so we go left to right. Go ahead and set it to our first step mixing station. Perfect. So now that we got that set up, since we are on this part now, we're going to go ahead and manage mixing station. Set the threshold to 10, destination, the next mixing station. Escape, manage, threshold, destination, next mixing station. Escape, manage, threshold, destination, mixing station. Escape, manage, threshold, destination. And then this final mixer is going to go to the brick press over here. Perfect. We're going to click Manage on the brick press, click Destination, and we are going to set it to our final product shelf, which is the one next to the gasoline. Perfect. Now that we pretty much got everything set up in here, the last thing that we really need to set up is our workers. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and come out here and select our first botanist. We're going to click Supplies, and we are going to set him to the first shelf, left to right, obviously. So, pots, drying racks, select that, hold Shift, and select 6 pots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then select the first 2 drying racks, and then click Enter. Perfect. That one is all done. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next botanist, select Supplies, set it to the next large storage rack, pots and drying racks, select the next 6 pots by holding Shift, and then select the next 2 drying racks, still holding Shift. And then we're going to click Enter. Perfect. This one is all done. Now we're going to go to the last botanist. Go ahead and click either one, pots and drying rack supplies. You get the gist here. Go ahead and hold Shift. Select all 6 of those and select the last 2 drying racks. We're going to click Enter. And if you didn't do the supplies yet, go ahead and click Supplies, set it to the last supply shelf. Those are all done. Now we're going to set up the chemist. This is a pretty fast one. This one's not going to be too hard. Select your first chemist, set it to the first cauldron, then select Assign Stations again, set it to the first lab oven, and then set them to the first mixing station. Done. Go to your next chemist, Assign Station, select the second cauldron, Assign Station, second lab oven, Assign Station, second chemistry station, or not chemistry station, mixing station, my bad. Go ahead and select your last chemist, Assign Station, the last cauldron, Assign Station, the last lab oven, Assign Station, and then we're going to set it to actually both of these mixing stations. Now that that is done, pretty much everybody's done. The last people we need to set up are the handlers and the cleaner. The cleaner is really easy, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Assign trash cans. Come back here. Make sure you're holding Shift, otherwise you're going to have to run all the way back. Hold Shift. Both of those are selected. Now we select Enter. And now we're done. Now we go to the handlers. This part is not as hard as you think it is, so go ahead and just follow along. See, as you can see, I had this process running. I promise you guys it runs very well. This is just a slow process itself. Coca takes forever to grow. I could probably grow 3 flower plants before 1 coca plant is going to be fully grown, no matter what pots you're using. I'm gonna go ahead and do this again, resetting it. I'm gonna assign station. Assign this handler to the brick press, and then I'm gonna start with the routes. Go ahead and click From. We're going to start from here. This is our overstock shelves. These are our main stock. So we're going to have our overstock filling these shelves. I'm going to select these bananas, or the first shelf. Select these bananas. Click Add New From. Select the Coke, or the second shelf. Or Kook, my bad. Select 2. And set it to the next shelf. Corresponding Kook shelf. Select Add New From. Select the third or horse semen shelf. Select 2 and set it to the corresponding shelf on this side. Add New From Mega Beans to Mega Bean shelf. And then the last route, we are going to set this as our main stock, and this is our overstock. So we're going to start here on the main, or the overstock. Select 2 and then set it to the main stock. Perfect. So now that we've done that, we're going to go out here to the last handler, or the second handler. Still, like I said, as you can see, everything was already set up. I've redone this about 4 times now, but I'm sticking it out for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and use this handler to stock the mixing stations. So we're going to select the first shelf, being the banana shelf. Select 2, set it to the first mixing station. Add New From. Select the second shelf kook to the second mixing station. Add new from horse semen to the third mixing station. Select add new mega beans to the final mixing station. Perfect. So the gasoline isn't going to take very long. It's not going to run through the gasoline super fast, so don't be too worried about that. It's not going to be too big of an issue. You can come over here, throw some gasoline in here. It's going to take a while anyway. So you can get one of those filling up at least. It's not really going to matter. You could hire another handler and set this up, but I found it not to take very long, so I was doing it myself. But if you want to set up handler taking the gas to the cauldrons, go ahead and select from and set to and do cauldron, just like that. So you can go ahead and hire a third handler to do those cauldrons for you. Super easy, not a hard process, but yes, that is the setup done. I promise you this runs very well, and it's super clean in here. There's lamps everywhere. Lights don't even have to be on for it to be bright in here. It's perfect. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support I've been getting. Like, really, I appreciate you guys so much. Also, once again, 97% of you guys are not even subscribed, so go hit that sub button. It really does help me a lot. Make sure you check the description for my live streams on Twitch or YouTube. Also, join the Discord where we can help you out a lot more. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.